Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Tuesday, September 29th, 2020, there was the first presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And the line that everyone's talking about is when Trump remarked that he's done more in 47 months than Joe Biden's done in 47 years in Washington, D.C. And of course, for seemingly 47 years, we've been here educating about the rituals done around the number 47, especially in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and why. And in case you're new here, we're going to talk about Gematria. Very simple code. It's based on the alphabetic order, forwards and backwards, replacing letters with numbers, and equating the value of words. And with regards to 47, you know what? Before I get into this, let's just watch the remark real quick. This is from September 29th, 2020, the first presidential debate. Listen carefully, and then we'll really break down this remark about the number 47, a number that was used at other times in the debate as well. But here we go.
No, but why didn't you do it over the last 25 years?
Because you weren't president. Because you weren't president screwing things up.
You were a senator.
You're the worst president America has ever had.
Hey,
Come
Joe,
on.
let me just say, Joe, I've done more in 47 months. I've done more than you've done in 47 years, Joe. We've done things that you never even thought of doing, including
Gentlemen.
fixing the broken military that you gave me, including taking care of you.
Okay, so done more in 47 months than you've done in 47 years. He's talking to Joe Biden, who was the 47th Vice President of the United States, who took office with 47-year-old Obama, not to be confused with Trump being in the 47-story Midtown Hilton Hotel the night of the rig selection. But in Gematria, 47 becomes all the more interesting. President, White House, government, Republican, Whig, Democrat, D.C., Ukraine. They're all 47. Why is Ukraine up there? Because, of course, the whole impeachment was about Donald Trump trying to dig up dirt on Joe Biden, the 47th vice president in Ukraine. And remember, the impeachment trial ended February 5th, 2020, a date with 47 numerology. And that date can also be written 2/5 like 25. You might have noticed at the beginning of that clip, Trump used the number 25 twice before going to the 47. And of course, in Gematria, Trump equals 25 as well as 47. And time equals 25 and 47. And in case you're new here, just to go over these base ciphers. Trump, time. I'm just going to write them both out. And you'll notice time with the alphabetic order, A is 1 up to Z is 26 is 47. The four base ciphers are the alphabetic order with the rules numerology, the reverse alphabetic order with the rules numerology. So when you run the alphabetic order in reverse and use numerology, time is also 25. Trump said 25 twice before his quote about 47. And notice the name Trump is 25 and 47 as well. We've been talking about these numbers and rituals with Trump again and again and again, including the impeachment trial ending on 2/5, a date with 47 numerology. So, 47, again, it connects to all these words. President, White House, government, Republican, Whig, Democrat, D.C., Ukraine. Joe Biden, the 47th vice president. Trump in the 47-story Midtown Hilton Hotel. It looks like somehow I forgot to put the name Trump up there, which is another 47. Again, which we should have covered, but it should have been up on the post as well. But Trump's 47. Again, the Masonic Compass of the Scottish Rite out of France is set at 47 degrees in tribute to the 47th Problem of Euclid, which is about how to establish foundation for a structure. This nation's birthday is the 4th day of the 7th month. The cornerstone for Washington, D.C. was laid September 18th, 1793, a date with 47 numerology. Ruth Bader Ginsburg just died on that date this year. This year it also had 47 numerology. Judge, gavel, obey. They're all 47, like authority, like government. But Washington, D.C. was laid out by the French Freemason L'Enfant from France, and France is also 47, where the Scottish Rite came to power, where the Jesuits were formed. And Washington, D.C. is a city where the Jesuits have been longer than the Feds have, and also a city that has a Scottish Rite Freemason headquarters. And keep in mind, last night's debate was in Ohio. There's two states that equal 47 with simple English Gematria, Ohio and Nevada. In 2016, the first debates for the Republicans and the Democrats were in Ohio and Nevada, respectively, the two 47 states. but Ohio 47, divide and conquer is the objective. The word division equals 47, and I've talked about this for years. Is it an accident that division equals 47? Because it seems that the foundational concept for the cabal, for how they rule over us, is to keep us always divided and mock us with mottos such as united we stand, divided we fall, when we've always been a divided people, falling, at least for all of my lifetime. I believe that's also true for everyone listening. But united we stand, divided we fall. Divisive rhetoric. And in a moment, I'm going to play my video from February of 2016 and why I said that I thought Donald Trump would be the next president of the United States even before he became the Republican nominee. But before we do that, I just want to go over a few more things, and I just want to play some clips like from the movie National Treasure Part 2, where Nick Cage, who's the descendant of Masons, he's looking for these secrets. He has this scene with the president. The president says, yes, there is a book of secrets. And listen to what page the president asks Nicolas Cage's character to check out here. I bet you can guess, but straight from the movie. Here we go.
It means I want you to do something for me.
It would be a privilege, sir.
Page 47. Just have a look at that.
Page 47, have a look at that in the Book of Secrets, right? That's supposed to be the President of the United States talking to Nicolas Cage's character, asking him to look into page 47. Again, from Washington, D.C. to your nightly news, to your TV shows, to your movies, if you pay attention, you'll notice the same repetitive use of the same numbers again and again. Right from Avengers, I love this clip right here. Here's another 47.
Bring that.
Let me start that over because it's quiet. I don't know if you can pick this up, but Robert Downey Jr.'s character says, where do you hide it? And then this guy whose name I don't know, Captain America, he says, in plain sight. And then watch what it shows. Here we go. One more time.
Where do you hide it? In plain sight.
E47, right? In plain sight. The number 47's everywhere when you see it. Used in rituals again and again and again. Kobe Bryant just popping up on the screen. Remember what time they said the 911 call was made for Kobe? At 9:47, right? When was 911 made the national emergency dialing code? The 47th day of 1968, the same year World Trade Center construction began. On 9/11, Building 7, which was 47 floors tall, with each floor being 47,000 square feet, collapsed 8 hours in the day for no apparent reason. They blamed it on Osama bin Laden, which equals 47. And the list goes on. They love this number for their rituals. The word time equals 47. The tropics separated by 47 degrees. The Simpsons episode about Ivanka Trump running for president in 2028, the year she turns 47. Trump equals 47. Ivanka Trump alone equals 47. And something interesting, just for the record, about Ivanka Trump, her name is the exact same as Lisa Simpson in every cipher, all 4 base ciphers. And in The Simpsons, Lisa Simpson becomes the first female president. So just something to think about for the future, in case we do see Ivanka run in 2028. But there was also this moment in the debate, another 47 moment. Again, just multiple references to the same number. It's never been so blatant. We've been talking about these patterns for so long, but last night just taking it to a whole new level, as the divisive rhetoric was also taken to a whole new level. And again, all these things are meant to do is truly divide people. I was just pounding pavement in Spokane, Washington this past weekend. I went to a Trump rally to educate people about the two-party system and how it's rigged and meant to divide us. And at this Trump rally on Division Street in Spokane, every other car driving by the rally was either supporting Trump or with both middle fingers out the window screaming F you. And it was just, you could just watch it. Each car go by, you could just see it, how divisive it is. People either love Trump or they hate him. And it's just stuff like this is what's building on the theory. And just in a moment, I'm going to play the video from February 2016 where I predicted everything we're living out right now. But here we go. Last night from the debate.
So my question to you is, you have refused in the past to talk about it. Are you willing to tell the American people tonight whether or not you will support either ending the filibuster or packing the court.
Whatever position I take in that, that'll become the issue. The issue is the American people should speak. You should go out and vote. You're in voting now. Vote and let your senators know how strongly you feel. Vote now.
Are you gonna pack the
Make
court?
sure you, in fact, let people know
He doesn't
you're
want
a
to answer the
senator.
question.
I'm not going to answer the question
Why
because
would you answer that
because
question?
the
You wanna
question
put a lot
is
of
the
new
question
Supreme Court
is
justices,
the
radical
question-
left.
Will you
Who
shut
is
up,
on,
man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
This
Who's
is
on your
so
list?
right.
Gentlemen,
This is-
I think
This
we've
is
ended
so
this.
He's going to pack
unprecedented.
the court.
We have
I'm not going to give a list.
We have ended this segment. We're going to move on to the second segment.
That was really a productive segment, wasn't it? Keep yapping, man.
The people understand, Joe.
They sure do.
47 years you've done nothing. They understand.
All right.
Okay, for 47 years you've done nothing. First time I've ever seen anybody say shut up in a presidential debate. But again, it's all part of the show. It's all about, increasing the level of division that we're seeing in this country from all sorts of angles. Everything they're doing meant to provoke and divide. The George Floyd thing, the coronavirus thing, the mask thing, the transgender thing. Everything they give us is meant to divide us. Again, that's why I've been saying for years, is division their favorite tactic? United we stand, divided we fall. A divided people are more easy to control and conquer, and we are controlled and conquered right now at this moment in history. Just at a college campus this weekend, watching all these young defeated people walk around with their masks over their face, afraid of this thing that's clearly not nearly as big of a deal as it's been made out to be, that's being used to transform the world just in time for the Agenda 21 deadline, another big coincidence. But you don't see either of these stooges talking about that. Just getting people worked up. Ooh, I hate that guy. Ooh, I can't stand that guy. Ooh, Here, another thing right now. This being used as advertisement for Donald Trump. This guy, Gary Lamb, who has this viral video that has no business being viral. But look at Gary Lamb's name. 47. 47. The viral ad, Gary Lamb, 47. Being used for a presidential campaign. Donald Trump retitled his video, I See a Way Out, for his ad. And look at what numbers are there. The Jesuit order numbers. Also the 45 number. Today, Donald Trump being criticized for not disavowing the Proud Boys. Proud Boys, 45 forwards and backwards, like Mike Pence, 45 forwards and backwards. Number 45. Again, everything, every single day that comes through this mainstream, and that's not an exaggeration. If it's in the mainstream, it is encoded. It is there for a reason. It's serving part of the agenda that so many people are sucked into, occupied by, that they let irritate them, that they let take their time and energy. You learn the code, you just see through all of it. And again, last night's headline, pure chaos at the first debate. Order out of chaos, divide and conquer, Jesuit concepts. And isn't it interesting how debate and chaos share gematria as well? Last night was taking it to a whole new level. And, for all of you people into MAGA and QAnon, please wake up to the fact that you're becoming part of the agenda by being sucked into these things. And again, here's this guy Kingface that's made a name for himself in the time of Trump because he's been promoting Trump. And now he's dead at 38. And he's a rapper. And this was brought to my attention in a live stream yesterday after I just talked about rappers and the number 38. And by the way, I was reaching out to the young people this weekend at Gonzaga who wanted to know about the death of Pop Smoke and other recent rappers. And I was talking to them about the pattern of dead rappers in 38. 2 days after teaching young people on the streets about this, you have another dead rapper at 38. Kingface, 38. Like rapper, death, killing, murder, R.I.P., they're all 38s. Tupac, Notorious B.I.G. dead on 38 date numerologies. Pop Smoke dead in a 38 ritual earlier this year. The movie poster for Murder by Numbers. The E changed to a 3. The B changed to an 8. No other letters tampered with. 3883. The song Murder by Numbers by The Police that came out in 83 where killing's the sport of the elite. It's as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3. Again, all of these things that can be understood through the language of Gematria. What's really going on with these dead entertainers? What's really going on with these rigged elections? Seeing through the deception. But again, with regards to the level of divisiveness we're now at, I want to go back and play this video clip. It was originally uploaded February 24th, 2016. This is my old house and garage. Used to do a lot of videos back in the garage in the day. But, again, listen to exactly what I said. This was before Trump even became the Republican nominee, and why I thought at this time he would be the next president of the United States for the divide and conquer agenda. So, here it is. Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Today's February 24th, 2016. Next week will be Super Tuesday, the date where several states have their primaries, and after that it becomes clear who the candidates will be for the Democratic and Republican parties for president. I suspect that after Super Tuesday, we will have our candidates. They will be Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Last year, summer and spring, I made several videos on the election showing what was going on and what was likely to come. Back then, I was leaning towards the fact that the next president would likely be Hillary Clinton, an assumption I held from 2008 after Obama was elected president. Hillary still could become president, but I'm trying to be unbiased, and I'm trying to figure out what makes the most sense in this crazy nation as the next president of the United States. And in brainstorming about that, that is the weirdest shit, Truth Seeker. The light just turned on in here, and there's no way for that light to come on without me hitting the switch. This house I live in, it's crazy. Read my blog. I've talked about how I live in a haunted house. Anyhow, maybe the ghost is telling me I needed more light in here. All right, back to the point. The next president for this nation and why Donald Trump might make the most sense. If you're not aware, the elections are rigged. Who's ever to be the next president is already chosen. So, what we should look at is the direction this nation's heading. Right now, in the time of the Obama presidency, the powers that be, the people who control our government, who rig the elections, who control the media, right now they are working overtime to divide us among race, religion, sex, sexuality, political party, etc. I don't know what's going on with the light, Truth Seeker. It's weird. Never seen it do that before. Anyhow, with regards to the powers that be working to divide us, the candidate that makes the most sense to step into the White House is Donald Trump. Why? Because since he's been getting the mainstream coverage going back to May of 2015, all he's been doing is making divisive remarks against women, against Muslims, against Hispanics, against blacks. Do you remember how at a recent rally of his, there was a Black Lives Matter protester who showed up and was beaten, and Donald Trump made the remark that he deserved it? Just weeks before that, he threw out a Hispanic reporter from Telemundo making racist remarks against Mexicans. And this came on the backs of him accusing Mexicans of being responsible for all the raping in this nation. Do you recall those stories from last summer? Days after making those remarks, we got the story out of San Francisco where an illegal immigrant, supposedly named Juan Francisco Lopez, or maybe it was Juan Francisco Sanchez Lopez, either way, some ridiculous sounding name. We got this story of him finding a federal agent's gun on the pier, picking it up and accidentally shooting a woman. All ridiculous propaganda, all part of the divisive narrative going on in this nation.
And that example shows what puppets these people are. Donald Trump's just going out there and saying what his masters tell him to say. That's because the agenda right now is divide and conquer above all else. Donald Trump, again, attacking women, Muslims, Mexicans, blacks, and countless other groups. And worst of all, the media gives him a pass, but not only gives him a pass, also validates him. We get these people who show up on his behalf and speak for him and say how he's the voice of the people, and he's saying things people have been wanting to say for years. This is unprecedented. You know, earlier this week, Ben Carson, who's also a Masonic stooge, a fraud, a phony, another puppet out there, he made the remarks that Obama is not really black because he grew up raised by white people in Hawaii, whereas he, Ben Carson, grew up in the hood around black people in Detroit. And anybody who's seen Ben Carson knows he's not very hood-like, and if, you know, I'll just let it be. Whatever. The point is, Ben Carson is being put down by the media for those remarks, saying those are the signs that he's not presidential. And Ben Carson makes controversial remarks. The media says, see, that's proof he's not presidential. But meanwhile, Donald Trump has been very immature and got nothing but validation. And it's been going on since May of 2015. In fact, in my lifetime, I've never seen anybody get as much media attention as Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been front and center in the mainstream media on all networks since May of 2015. That is now going on 9 months. Every time a major story is broken, we've heard what Donald Trump has to say before the president, before any elected member of Congress, before any notable figure in society. It's been the Donald Trump show. Donald Trump has been shoved down our throats. And why? I mean, what is Donald Trump's background? Game show contestant? The Apprentice? What else? What else has Donald Trump done? Been born into a rich family? You know, Donald Trump a few months back talked about how, you know, he's not much different than anybody else. His father gave him $1 million as a teenager. That's, you know, that's pretty ordinary. That's how he talked about it. This guy does not represent the American people. This is another entitled member of society from the group of haves, and meanwhile, the vast majority of us are from the have-nots. And so many people in the have-nots get lured in to supporting these people who don't give a fuck about them. There's no other way to put it. If you're out there and you support Donald Trump, you've been sucked into a trap. Donald Trump does not care about you. Donald Trump is an egomaniac, self-obsessed, from wealth, and if he does become the ex-president, just another stooge. And besides all those points, Truth Seeker, anytime Donald Trump's asked about what his plan is for America, he has no plan. The only plan that he has talked about is building a wall between the United States and Mexico. An idea from the Republicans and conservatives going back decades. He has no plan on anything. He just talks cheap. I'll make America great again. I'll make people want to invest here. How? He doesn't say how. He says, well, when I get to that point, I'll have my advisors and my committees and we'll figure it out. I mean, what is that, Truth Seeker? Donald Trump has shown that he's a shit talker with no plan. And I don't know how many people in this nation really support him, but I know people that do. You know, I've met a number of people who say they like him. And why do these people like him? Because we're a nation of people who like to be entertained, and Donald Trump's an entertainer, and these people are laughing while he's speaking and having a good time listening to him bash groups that they probably bash themselves. You know, that's what we really have been turned into, a nation of haters, people that love to divide and fight over nothing. And Donald Trump, he's just going to be the icing on the cake for this recipe that's been waged against us as a nation for decades. So, no matter who the president is, the same things, whatever the plan is, it's going to be rolled out. But if it is Donald Trump, the reason he'll be the president is for what he does to us as a people, divides us further, makes us that much easier, much more easily conquered and ruled over. That's what it's all about. Keeping us, the masses, enslaved to tyranny, lies, and all things wrong. And that's what Donald Trump stands for. All right, truth seekers, until next time. Encore. There's one important point I forgot to make. When Obama first became president, it was Donald Trump who got mainstream media attention in a big way for bringing up the birther argument. Remember, saying that Obama was really from Kenya. That story dominated the first year of the Obama presidency. So there was a lot of Donald Trump at the beginning of the Obama presidency. And now, since last May, which means the final year and a half of the Obama presidency, we've gotten all sorts of Donald Trump coverage. The Obama presidency began with Donald Trump, and it's concluding with Donald Trump. And I don't think that's any coincidence. I think that's all signs of the rigging and how this nation is a staged, pre-planned joke. All right, until next time.
I wish I regret so much that I didn't just sit back and record what I saw this weekend in Spokane, the division on division. Because, it was everything I was envisioning when I was talking about this. And this nation is a pre-planned joke, and it's too bad more people don't see it because it's gotten really bad since February 2016. And we're absolutely divided and being conquered more so than ever right now with this agenda we're living out. And, again, just to mock us all the more, just the same old numbers as they do it. Remember, Donald Trump knew to dig up dirt on Joe Biden, who was in 20th out of 20 places in the Democratic debates as the laughing stock. But for some reason, Donald Trump knew to investigate the dirt in Ukraine, where the president's a former comedian. To be honest, when I was out at the Trump. It was the second time I went to a Trump event this year to try to educate him about this. I don't mean to... this isn't true about all the people who support Trump, but a lot of these people, their mental capacity, I don't know how else to say it. It's very low. It's very low, a lot of these people. They have no attention span. They have no intelligence. It's like going into the special education classroom. It's special ed. And Donald Trump, back in 2015, he got all that that media attention one day for saying, like, he really likes dumb people or stupid people or however he said it. And he knew that those were the people who were predominantly his party and the people who backed him. And all of these things are signs and examples of what's wrong with the world we live in. This nation we live in, people have been purposefully dumbed down through chemicals and propaganda and doctrination. It's all by design. They want really dumb people, no critical thinking skills. All they know how to do is follow and follow authority. And, again, they make people choose sides rather than think about these two options that so many of them think are the only options they can have. When I first got to the Trump debate, there was a man and he had a helmet on and he had his gun on his hip. And I was asking these people, what is it that makes you support Donald Trump so much? What brings you out here today to, pledge your time to raising awareness about how much you like Donald Trump? And there weren't, to put it this way, the way people responded, it was all forgettable. There wasn't anything that was interesting about what they said. It was more about how much they hate Joe Biden or can't stand liberals. It was just exactly what you'd expect. Most people support one party because they hate the other party more, not even because they really like anything about their party. And you see that that's the way it is because when they run these political advertisements, it's usually focusing on all these negative qualities about the other candidate instead of what's so great about why you should support their candidate. And anyway, I was trying to talk to this man about Donald Trump, and I was trying to explain to a lot of them what they thought about the fact that Donald Trump was in Switzerland boasting about his trade deal with China on the exact same day that coronavirus was confirmed in the U.S. And before I could even get through that question, I just realized that so many of them just had like zero attention span, or they would just cut me off in mid-sentence and be like, "Are you a Biden supporter?" And I was like, "No, I'm just asking you a question about what you think about this." But just these people, I mean, they literally can't even listen for 10 seconds without having to interrupt or go to some assumption. And it's probably not much different on the other side of the aisle with the are there any Joe Biden supporters? But again, what we are living out is just the result of the system we live in that no one has stood up against, and it's just gotten so deep into the game and so bad. It kind of feels like it's beyond the point of doing anything about. But all I do know is that if we don't stand up in mass numbers and raise awareness, like for example, when it comes time to vote, I encourage everybody who's about this channel to go to their local polling place and educate about Gematria and the rigged election, teach about 47. I think that's what I'm going to do on voting day, Tuesday, November 3rd. Go out and just go to the local polling place and, get the word out to all these people standing in line. And we'll see how it is this year with coronavirus. Maybe everyone will do mail-in balloting. They're all too scared to go out. But, and again, all these things that are going on right now, they've made it so hard to communicate. You're supposed to have a muzzle over your face. You're supposed to be standing distance apart. It's just, everything that we see right now is the result of people not standing up for what was right, for supporting the lesser of two evils, for being blind to the mockery that we get from the government and media day after day, the lies, the propaganda, just falling in line behind these lies, supporting these liars. And again, look at these candidates. A man who's still so worried about his physical appearance at age 74 that he has to paint himself orange. You think by the time you were 74, you'd be over, things such as this. And not only that, but just everything else about Trump. A man who has no listening skills, who's always talking over people, who has no humility, who never admits that he's wrong, who's always talking bad about other people. Just all these really negative qualities that are just so true of Donald Trump. And yeah, it might all be part of the divisive character he plays, but still, the fact that people even would embrace this and say, yeah, I like that, I resonate with that. The people who resonate with Donald Trump, not all of them. Like, I met some nice people at the Trump rally who were good people who just support him because they like his tax policies better and they like paying less in taxes. I can understand things like that, but again, the people who like the character Donald Trump, you really have to be a shitty human being yourself to like the character that is Donald Trump. He's a piggish man. He's a pathetic man. You have to be piggish and pathetic yourself to appreciate or enjoy what he is. This is a goon. And then on the other side with Joe Biden, it's not any different. He's just a con man. This is a guy who literally sacrificed his wife and daughter for his career in D.C., and very possibly his son, Beau Biden, at age 46. And we'll know that's all the more true if we see this guy become the 46th president exactly 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday. When there's 46 books in the Catholic Old Testament and Catholic equals 46 in Gematria. And he would be the 46th president, the second Catholic. JFK killed at age 46. Again, you guys, it's all number games. We talked about Donald Trump and 5/11 in 2016 when his campaign was 511 days long. Time magazine posting at 5/11 his latest Supreme Court nominee. Again, all these things are related. Saturn's 511. Saturn's connected to time and judgment. So time posts at 511 about the nominee of a new judge in the year 2020 when the 20th tarot card's the judgment card. Again, just rituals on top of rituals, same repetitive numbers. The propaganda, the campaigns, empty rhetoric, all it takes to dupe the non-thinking people who don't really care about evidence or logic. They just care about supporting the side they've already dug in their feet into. Are they a liberal? Are they a conservative? Are they a Democrat? Are they a Republican? I mean, you just see how many people will just support the candidate on that side no matter what. Doesn't even seem to matter what the policies are. Republicans don't seem to care that Donald Trump was a Democrat his whole life until Obama became president, and then Obama joked at the White House Correspondents' Dinner 45 days before Donald Trump's birthday that Donald Trump would be the 45th president, and he did become that. You know, it's all a big joke. It's all a big joke. And just how they did just dig up stuff that just people start to, care so much about. What are the Proud Boys? I don't even know what the Proud Boys are. All of a sudden, all this talk of Proud Boys and Donald Trump. How come he didn't disavow the Proud Boys? It's like, Proud Boys? What is this? The Proud Boys. Somebody out there is going to pretend like they're an expert on the Proud Boys because they just watched the latest news report on. I hate how people do that too. They watch the news and then they act like they're all about it, like they knew about it forever because it was just on the nightly news. Stop fronting. You never heard of the Proud Boys before yesterday either. Get out of here with this Proud Boys crap. Just another 45 ritual. But, anyway, it's late. I've been online live streaming all day. I'm going to leave it there, Truth Seeker. Again, it's not an accident. We have the What is 47 license plate in the background. You pay attention to this number, you'll just see how it's everywhere. It is everywhere, hidden in plain sight. All right, Truth Seeker. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Till next time.